Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. So, I'm really chuffed. I finally finished my sanctuary, the small detailed one. For the last few days, basically, I've been kind of piling all of my free time into finishing it off. There's been so many smaller details for me to go through. Now, there are a few bits, because basically, just to give you guys a background, actually, on this, for those who don't realise what my aim was for this settlement, you may notice that I haven't actually scrapped anything in the settlement. So this is quite an RP focused settlement. I've only scrapped things that I definitely wanted to remove. You know, all the benches, all of the trees. I haven't scrapped any of the trees actually, other than a couple of fallen ones. I've even left most of the junk inside the houses as well. So I wanted it to look like a Bethesda-made settlement. I didn't want to come through here and be like everything's completely scrapped and kind of barren. Even just leaving the houses, I just wanted them to look like we'd literally just built up this area and just kind of left everything how it was. Which is why it looks the way it does. I'm really pleased with this one. Now, in terms of where I am in the game and the why this has almost taken me a while, is basically with this one. Now, this is actually the second time I've done this. Those of you will possibly remember that I did start doing this. I mainly posted it on Twitter, lots of Twitter videos on this settlement, and I did feature it in a few. But basically, I had actually built this once and started playing the game for a second time, but I'd kind of sped through the main game. And just because I'm quite obsessive and I was playing kind of an RP thing, it bothered me that I'd sped through the game. I hadn't built up any of the smaller settlements, really. And Sanctuary itself was only just finished by the time I, pretty much got to very close to the end of the game. So I decided, and also I had actually scrapped quite a lot of the, the letterboxes, all the stuff, just because I enjoy building. So I just thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna start again. And so what I've gone and done, basically, is there are a couple of little bits, like little details which aren't finished. I haven't junk decorated all of the houses, all of them. I've done, 70%. And also there are a couple of smaller buildings, like some of the that little workshop at the top there. And the reason being is I actually want to finish those as I'm playing, because there's always something extra. They probably know, because this is my main settlement. This and home plate are my main kind of areas for my character. I wanted to leave room to finish stuff, but by and large, it's as finished as I think it's going to be. Rather than waiting about a month until I completely finish. In terms of just putting every single piece of junk in the right place. But let me show you, just going to give you a tour. And also, on the kind of response to the last narrated tour, I am going to be permanently doing narrated tours from now on. I know that'll make some of you quite happy, hopefully. I just find they're a little bit more personable. I think maybe when I first started, I just kind of felt like I wanted to have unnarrated. But anyway, let's cut the bullshit and just go around. So I kept my trading post. This is another thing I am going to spruce up. Initially, I was like, I don't know what to do here, so I just popped it up a platform. I wanted somewhere for the traders to go that wasn't inside the settlement. I'm really pissed off that Carla doesn't use that in Sanctuary, because she still fucking runs in, and I absolutely hate the Brahmin. Let's go around the outside first. No, I put my little turret stands that I had in 10 pines around, and I've used the concrete wall around the entirety of the settlement. The reason being is I wanted it to have a kind of quite a Covenant vibe, and I'm quite pleased. They're pretty. I like the fact it was quite easy to do as well, but it's just quite funky. As you can see, going around. It also matches perfectly as well. This is one of the main spawning areas for enemies, so I made sure there were 2 turrets around. My character actually doesn't, because what I normally have in my settlements is I have a ghoul wandering around. And always the ghouls spawn down there, or occasionally over here. So I've made sure I had the turrets in a kind of nice position where they can take them out. However, I was going to literally do it this morning, I was going to have Colin the ghoul. Here's Colin, love Colin. But I realised I haven't got any of the perks for the gamma ray emitters, so I just kind of went, yeah, fuck that. Annoyingly, we can't scrap these hedges, which is why there's junk fades there. Let's go around. I put turrets on the back here, even though I know for a fact no enemies, maybe 1 or 2 bloat flies might come over them. Nothing comes over there. To be honest, I just like the way it looked. I wanted them spaced out for a kind of RP function. It's not as if they're massively resource intensive. Let's go around here. Someone here. Yeah. It's cool. Let's go inside. Now, I do want to do a little bit of work on the doors, but again, this is just something I'll just kind of casually do it myself. Specifically decorating inside here. I didn't know what style I wanted, but also I need to start using the logic gates. Any links to any useful videos would really appreciate it, actually, because logic gates confused. I haven't even touched them, but I want to do logic gate switches. So this one actually only opens from the outside, doesn't open from the inside. Whereas that one does open from the outside and the inside. Oopsie, why did I do that? There we go. So here is the main street. Let's go from building to building. So this is one of my favorite. This is actually the workshop house. Who lives here currently is Preston and Sturgis. Those Preston will be moving out when I've unlocked the castle on the save. I'm literally right up to it. I just didn't want to advance in. Yes, I am. Didn't want to advance in any of the main save until I'd finished Sanctuary. There's still lots of junk decoration that needs to be done in here. Oh no. I think that's Piper. I recently moved the my character so he spawns directly outside there. With Piper, she always spawns, for some reason when you warp in, she always appears here and she just kind of runs into stuff. So, quick note. So I find some of these houses are really hard to decorate sometimes. I'm quite pleased with this one. This is Sturgis' room. Again, there's still more junk decoration than to be done. Here I haven't done anything because it's not going to be Preston's room for very much longer. I'm going to decorate it, theme it. So you see there's lots of junk decoration that I haven't necessarily done, but that's for a reason, because I'd want to be able to do that gradually. Here's the place where I store my power armors. I really like this one, and a good style that I've done with this, back when is the Enclave style one, is the fact that I love putting the Raider power armor helmet on, because you look like a Big Daddy from Bioshock. This is my bar. Now, I haven't got my barman yet. My barman is going to be Ron Staples, but he's a fucking nightmare to find. I tried a couple of hours last night, but I just gave up. But I quite like this. No junk decoration in here, for obvious reasons, because my settlers will knock over everything. But it's quite a satisfying little bar. I'm thinking of having Ron actually downstairs. That might be his room. I'm going to theme it so it looks grand. I just like this aircraft hangar, and also I just absolutely love the way that these stairs have actually so comfortably kind of just landed. They just kind of closely hung the roof, and I really like that. Also, you may notice as well, compared to my old sanctuaries, I've kept all of the staircases deliberately round the sides of the houses. I used to have them in the front. It looks so much better at the sides because it just opens up this road so much nicer. It's just so great. Highly recommend it. So let's just go around the side here. I used the pillar glitch to pop a greenhouse in there, and naturally everyone spawns in this area, so they're bloody well in my way. Can I get round? No, let's just hop here. So I quite like this. I kept it quite basic. Again, I might always add some stuff, but I quite like the kind of vibe. Also, no junk decoration here, because obviously everyone spawns here. And there's old Sheffield looking baller, doing his little mechanic-y stuff. This is one of the areas that I just actually put this as a filler shack, to be honest, because I don't actually know what I want to put here, but I will put something there. But that'll probably be just a random. I wanted to leave space, basically, because I'm the kind of person who likes, I'm going to build like a random weird-ass shrine. And I didn't want to kind of fully use up all my space and have to tear something down. This is my workshop and scene. It's very easy. When you're doing the machines, I mean, let's see, I've got Vim in there. The bottles actually easily slot on the bottom shelf, but they do not slot on the top shelf. Just a quick note, if you click them, trying to put them in the top shelf, they're going to kind of get stuck, they're going to vibrate, and then they're going to kind of just reset the position outside. So that's a quick note there. I've got dog meat, and I've got Gracie. Hello, Gracie. For those who don't know, you get Gracie from the Far Harbor DLC. I can't remember the life of me, but there is a vendor who you can purchase animals from. You can also purchase a wolf and a normal guard dog. This is Mama Murphy's shack. She's got a collection of things that she likes drinking. Some fags. A little,
You'll need a sight to see that you've done real good for these people.
Yes, Treacle, yes. A little stash. I hate giving away my day tripper, but it's my precious. But it's my favourite chem, actually, alongside Psychojet. Nice little shack. I never actually cure her of her drug addiction, because I just like the fact that she hangs out here. Here is her cat. Quick note on the cats as well. I realised that because I used to have it where I'd have a cat in my house as well. However, to be completely honest, if you have a second cat, they all kept wandering in there, and I wanted Mama Murphy to be a crazy cat lady.
Don't blame them, sir. Some robots can't think for themselves.
Really weird little thing I've had recently. I think I got an attack nearby from the Rust Devils, from Automatron, and since then everyone's commenting on the fact that we've been attacked by robots. It's rather peculiar. Right, before I go in there, let's go in Sheffield. So this is Sheffield's. I will show this at night, by the way, so you can see it lit up. So Sheffield's little shack. Quite like this. His collection of noms. I thought even though he does love his Nuka-Colas, maybe give him a couple of other pick-me-ups. A bit of XL, actually. That's some rare-ass shit. And anti-rad drugs, because, let's be honest, all of this Nuka-Cola is irradiated as fuck. Deliberately kept it quite clear around his bed in terms of junk, because, one, I needed to be able to get in there, but also I know for a fact he'd probably knock everything over. There's Buddy. Wagwan, Buddy, Wagwan. So this is Anne and Riley's Trading Limited. Pretty much similar how I said it before. So I just added lots of clothes. Rug glitching. This isn't my idea, by the way. I've seen people do it, but I actually rug glitched a metal shelf in there. And then I took the rugs off, and it snapped down perfectly. There's a little bit of clipping at the top, but actually those might be hinges. Yeah, no, the hinges. Well, there we go then. So there's Anne putting a little spotlight at the top. Just there allows you to highlight their face, which looks pretty grand. You've seen this before, actually. Got stuffs in there. This is Riley's. This took fucking ages. I really like Riley's shop. This was probably like the most... Yeah, it took a while. Especially this part. I wanted a couple of... I wanted to mix it up, so some parts were actually like, you know, packs of asbestos with the well-needed gas mask next to it, but also some parts which were bigger stuff. When you're doing the junk, if you want it to make it look a little bit random in terms of what you're placing, I found just going to a workshop and sorting it by weight or value is a really good way for you to picking up random stuff. Initially I was doing it, I literally went there and just went through and started picking up everything, and I realised I was placing things alphabetically. And I had basically asbestos, like, you know, asbestos and whatever the fuck that is. Just everything was alphabetical, which maybe if you wanted a very organised shop, go for it. But I wanted mine to look like a clusterfuck. There's the little workstation and the posters. You can go inside as well. I kept it quite minimal here because I didn't want to block up. Riley actually got 2 floodlights. I ran out of copper, so I didn't do. I didn't do Anne. Let's go upstairs. Here is no junk at all, but I have decorated it. Again, I kept it quite clustered. I always find with decoration, sometimes I always feel like I'm kind of running out of ideas, and this is why I know junk will transform it and I can actually theme it with the junk inside. I did clip just there, you can see, because of the top of the shop, and just there as well. Tables. It doesn't look perfect, but it suffices. Quite like this one quite a lot, because it's just merging the shops alongside the actual living area, and also that's squeezed in perfectly and is significantly less noisy than the generator I had before. There's one loud meowing cat. I haven't decorated all the mannequins yet, actually, as well. Someone pointed out, actually, because I don't have the Silver Shroud stuff yet, I'm going to be, because on my home plate that you saw in my previous videos, if you don't see it, definitely go check it out, it's awesome, but that no longer exists, because that was on my old save, so I'm going to be redoing home plate, but the good thing is, because we've got the Contraptions DLC, it's a lot cooler, and I'm going to have like a comic book area. That's why there's no Silver Shroud stuff here. All of that's going to be in my home plate. Right, let's do these other houses now. So here is, this is obviously my little boxcar shack. This is for the Vault-Tec rep. I wanted him to have his nice place. He, because I love him, has loads of junk. Loads of stuffs. Even though he's a general trader, he doesn't actually run a shop. He just works in the field over there. I really like this. I really like it. When seeing it decorated like this, doesn't it look so cool? I have to say, this is the reason why this is probably, I am putting more effort into these smaller settlements, and why this is my favourite sanctuary. I know a lot of you want me to finish the other sanctuary. I will at some point. It's just so fucking laggy. But the reason being is because I can decorate with junk, it just adds so much more character. and just makes the whole area look so much cooler. Ah, I love it. Love it. This is one of those small areas which I haven't decorated yet because I'm not sure what I want this space for. It's quite easy to do, by the way. I just basically pre-built this wooden structure. It's kind of combination of prefabs and then some walls, and then just use the pillar to just glitch it in. So it looks pretty grand. It's also going to go shit weather in a sec. I think it's going to rain. It's fine. I don't need this generator here anymore, but I'll take it out later. This is my robot workstation. Some people have pointed out that I can't build sentry bots in here. Good. I like sentry bots. I do. However, because of the fact that everything spawns in Sanctuary all the way over there, it means that sentry bots get stuck. Right, when it starts raining, let's just... Bum, 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 bum.
Whoa,
Thank you. I'll do what I want. It's my house. Right. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, that's Higgins, by the way. No, yes, I know. He's right there. He's right there. That's Higgins, by the way. Quick, real tip. I've mentioned this before, but I've got carrots around my settlement. Here and here and here and here and here. What I've actually done is I've assigned Higgins here to each one. And what he does is he actually he's not doing it right now because I think he thinks there's an enemy around. But he'll wait around like this, but then he'll kind of slowly patrol around the inside of Sanctuary, which I really like. He does that 24/7 with the exception of when he wanders to the bar. Does he wander to the bar? I'm not sure if he wanders to the bar. He might wander to the bar. Anyway, this is Jun, Marcy, and others' house. It was Vault-Tec guy's house, but then I popped that there. Haven't decorated this junk at all because I fucking hate those two, and I don't want to do it. I don't wanna. A bunch of pricks. Also, this is the worst, most annoying house to glitch ever. Getting this floor in here was an absolute goddamn nightmare, and just... I've left some rugs. Was an absolute goddamn nightmare to just get the stupid thing to... Just for some reason, I think it was the shape over here. You've got this lump, and then also in the bathroom as well. For some reason, it was just glitching the floor in. I managed to get it eventually, but God, it was an absolute nightmare to get in. The storage cabinet. This is the other house. Other room. This is going to be for someone. And this is theirs. I made a wee double bed. Again, it does need the junk decoration, but I didn't want to go too crazy. Kept the safe in there as well for their valuables that I'm not going to allow them to have anymore. With the junk decoration, I'm going to kind of do it gradually, because the thing is it's stuff I find around the game, and then I want to kind of... Because I haven't really quested with this guy very much other than Far Harbour. So I didn't junk decorate too much. Oh, let's go upstairs. I forgot there's an upstairs to this one, isn't there? So this, again, is going to be another house. I'm going to have some more people. I'm possibly going to have the unique... Because on my other one, I had... Basically, I had all of the legendary vendors, with the exception of the medic, the doctor, who I couldn't get to come back to Sanctuary. The others worked completely fine, by the way. The only glitchy one is Riley. So I might eventually have the armory dude, Ron Staples, so the scribe who does the armor, Ron Staples, and the guy who sells the guns. Names blanked it, but these are going to be their rooms, basically. Kept the junk, no junk decoration up here as well, because I haven't got the guys yet, so... I quite like this one, actually. I'm quite pleased with this kind of little 2-bedroom apartment that I've made up here. It's quite cool. And I still love these posters so much. God, I love them. They've just really transformed. I think they complete the... I would like maybe some more signs. That's definitely something that I would like. And whether we get them... We're actually saying that we've got the Vault-Tec DLC soon, which I imagine will actually add Vault-Tec decorations. So that might be the finishing touch, shall we say, for the Vault-Tec side. So let's go down here. Also put some of those barrels under there. Looks really nice this time of day as well. And also this should potentially lead us into nighttime as well. So I've got one Brahmin. Each settlement is going to have one Brahmin in it. No more than one. And also for those of you who want to know how to get Brahmin, it's actually easier rather than... They're basically attracted by your settlement recruitment beacon. And what I did is I didn't actually turn it on at all. This one never used one. You can capture them instead. which is a much better way of doing it because it means you don't end up getting 4 and having a million of them wander around. That glorious bastard here never leaves his little enclosure. Whereas I have more than one, they end up meandering and being a bunch of twats.
Careful, sir. No telling hostile programming from friendly, I'm trying to say.
Anywho.
From a distance, anyway.
I don't know what. I hope that stops. Hope that bloody stops. Well, it's not too bad. This is my ride. Now, how I got this over here, because I forgot to move it in. My last one had it as well. Is I got a minigun out of my workshop, and basically you can, you know, let's just, if I can, 1 second. I've already got one. Oh, grand. So I can just drop on the floor. If you get a minigun like this, nope, drop a minigun like this. So we just quickly show you, because it is a funky technique to have. That is not a minigun. Basically, you can actually move items, and this is really cool. I'm doing this a lot with some other settlements. I just want to quickly show you this, and I can just basically move the minigun, and it moves it like that. See? And I was actually able to move it really fast, and I just removed one of the walls and just glitched it back in. Clicked it, put the wall back in rather than just moved it back over there. Just put that there. So I wanted my own little ride, because it, well, looks grand as fuck. So let's go upstairs before I go inside my house. This is my elevator. This was an absolute nightmare to get in properly, I'm not going to lie. I do like the way it connects, so there's a little bit of messiness in the way. If you're going up, you can just see a slight crappiness with the way it connects. But it was the best I could do. It was such a nightmare because of just the fixed height of the elevator, and they don't snap very well. Awesomely going nighttime as well, so you get to see it lit up a little bit as well, which is grand. So this is my personal area. I haven't finished I'm undecided whether I'm going to put food up here, and the reason being is I have to, because this is going to be like the green room, so it's going to be lit up and glowing green. However, I want to make sure that all of my downstairs is set up, because what I don't want to do is accidentally have my settlers assign themselves to work here, and just have, I don't know, freaking Marcy or Jun just hang them up. But this is going to be my little grower room for my various chems. I'm going to fill that full of drugs, but those are the drugs I will collect as I go. Same with my junk as well. It's a little chilling area here. This is where I mong. This is where I cook a little bit of food when I'm upstairs. Looking pretty grand. I like this room quite a lot. So up here. Now this is the area that's probably the least complete, just because I can't decide what to pop in there. So I've got my little firework launcher here. This is where my main generator is. I've got 2, as well as the windmills. I just like the way they look. This is eventually going to be a little workshop stroke manufacturing area. However, I might remove the whole thing completely and change the shape, just because I can't completely fit it in yet. But that will come later on. Right, let's go downstairs. As you can see, like, just this, there's so much more detail in this sanctuary than was in my other one. And the fact is that I've just deliberately left it open a little bit so I can still add stuff and do stuff. It's going to be very, very cool. Also with the junk as well. It looks pretty cool lit up as well. So you can see with Sheffield's little Nuka Love bus, and also just the shop as well. I didn't want to go too crazy with the lighting on the outsides of the houses, mainly because I find during the day it can look a little bit too bright. You know, I kind of want it to look like a normal settlement, I guess, in a lot of ways, is why I kind of use these lanterns instead. But before we go inside, got my little picnic area here. It's all very nice. So I've got my shrine to Atom. I am going to do a shrine with Todd. Are you right, buddy? I'm going to do a shrine with Todd at some point. There is a little one in my house, though. You've all seen this before. I do like this one quite a lot. It looks pretty cool. Here is Nora's grave. A somber place. Also, just to know, I did this absolutely, like, about two months ago, I think. Nothing has moved at all. None of the junk I left there. This wasn't my idea as well. I saw someone send me a picture on Twitter, and it's just such a funky little idea. I was very pleased with it. As you can see from the outside of the house.
Hey there.
I love you, buddy. I just want to tell you that. I love you so much. That's right, let's go inside. So I've got a two-way door here with my little kind of security gate. Also, I've got my don't touch typo. Got my little decontamination themabob. Again, I'm going to try and automate it once I get the logic gates worked out, but until then, fuck that. I like my little security gate, because no one comes in here, because everyone's assigned to their jobs. No one ever wanders in here. Did I knock over my baseball? For fuck's sake.
Well, if anyone could figure out a good use for it.
I think that was my fault. I knocked over some stuff. You do have to be a little bit careful in here, so I'll just pick that up. So I've left. This is where I've got quite a lot of my own personal junk decoration, because this is where I'm going to start collecting the stuff I've personally found over the game. I'm going to split it between here and home plate, but this is my house. The lighting, I probably put a little bit more effort in the lighting in here. I think I resented the other people a little bit, but this is probably my favourite lighting, because it just feels really cozy. Also, this one has the added benefit of actually having a complete kitchen. I bet you some of my junk. Oh no, it's completely stayed there. I've got my Nuka-Colas up there, but that's actually a finished kitchen, which is cool. To us, when I get mods, when they finally drop on PS4, I possibly will actually mod subtly the inside of the other houses so they match this one a little bit more. So basically, like, this looks junky and wastelandy, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it works, whereas their kitchens are just complete clusterfucks. Got that little bit. I've not used many of the magazines here because, again, I want most of them when I have my kind of comic book themed area in my home plate. So I've kind of kept it quite minimal, but I've got the posters. See, I'm going to put loads of stuff here. Got my Nuka-Cola machines. Got the only working bathroom and only working toilet in the entire settlement. I have not put an outhouse. Should do that. This is going to be where I eventually get around to storing a load of my junk. It's going to be pretty cool. Never get rid of Codsworth's Mr. Handy Fuel, and dare you scrap his box, I will slap the shit into you. So this is Sean's room. I'm slowly collecting him toys over the Commonwealth. Actually, you can find that. I actually dragged that from... I can't remember what that was, a sort of bicycle somewhere in Sanctuary, and I moved it all the way over here, just kind of giving him little toys. I also like the decoration as well. It's very, very cool. I haven't put any posters in here yet, as you can see. I haven't actually touched this area much, other than just kind of adding for you with the actual contraption stuff. Now, this is my room. The one true Todd, while I work through the night, experimenting on various chems. Got my shelf, which, again, I'm going to be slowly adding more stuff to. These are actually the Treasures of Jamaica Plain, in case you're curious. I do actually have one Silver Shroud poster over there. Put some of the old, for my slight allegiance, but my new version of Following the Whims of Atom. Got the Deathclaw from, spoiler, the Deathclaw from Concord's Severed Head. Got my little computer where I play my games. It's all very cool. Distress beacons. This is also where I store... I've deliberately disabled the HUD because it looks better. But this is where I store a lot of the stuff that I want to keep safe. So in these crates here, I've got, for example... You can't see it, but you can actually... If I go in here, you can see that I've got a lot of, for example, lots of my clean stuff that I'm saving for when I actually move over to home plate. So it's quite cool. This is... I'm so pleased it's finished. So pleased. It looks so good. And now you can see it at night, which is grand. So I hope you guys liked that. I'm really pleased. And now that I finally effectively finished this now and kind of it's done and I can feel like I can now actually start goddamn questing, which makes me so happy. I'm going to actually start. So the whole, for those of you curious, in terms of the later videos, what I'm going to be doing is I'm basically building all around the settlements from Sanctuary. So I'm kind of spreading out. I think that's a bit better, with the exception of maybe the castle, which I'm going to be building up sometime soon with a bit... Not as big as the other one, I'm keeping a bit more conservative, but I am actually going to fill up the whole of the area, but more with, like, scaffolding. And kind of, I think I can build up with scaffolding that won't be as challenging as the other build, but still look quite cool, and then a few boxcars as well. So I'm going to do some more questing now. And also, I'm going to edit and render this video, but then afterwards, while that's rendering, I'm going to do some questing and play the game and actually have some fun with Preston and Pipe here. Another video on Thursday. If you guys, I hope this has inspired you, by the way, to kind of see what the detail you can do with Sanctuary without necessarily spreading over the entire area. I'd love to see what sanctuaries you guys have. People have been sending them on Twitter, so definitely tweet me some pictures and some of the videos as well. That would be pretty cool. Right. You guys have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.